You got the recording sign?
I believe so. Yes.
All
Yeah.
right, I got it. You still consent to the recording of this podcast
Yes, I do.
and the distribution of this podcast on various platforms?
Yes, sir.
Here we go, everybody. Welcome back, my primo, the Don. What's up, brother? How are you this new year? You're looking good.
Happy New Year's, man.
Yeah, it's been a crazy time, huh?
Very crazy time. Very, man. A lot of things are going on, man.
It's nuts, man. It's nuts out there. It seems to be getting worse now. I thought we were getting over all this crazy stuff, but it seems like things are getting worse.
There's so many philosophies out there. So many. It's just a lot going on. I don't know, man. I'm at a. I mean, the effect of the psychological effect is wearing people down worldwide, not just not just but it seems like when it comes to like the United States, I think New York is where it's like New York is like the Mecca, so it's like the Mecca of this whole stuff going on with this COVID and American and Delta, and it's really taking a big effect on.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit earlier, man. You were talking about like religion and your spirituality, that you've come to a certain change, like right now that you're going through that. And I think that's related. I think you're probably not the only person, because I came to that same thing myself. I think a lot of people are. On my podcast, I talk a lot about like spirituality, finding peace and everything. And I think like what you're saying is that, it's not just like the trauma of maybe losing a loved person or, struggling to pay your bills, to pay your rent, but that the fact that now, you're stuck at home. If you play the video games and even if you're on your phone all day, there's a point where you get sick of that. And now you have to face yourself, the reality of life. And I think a lot of people are going into like a spiritual type of mode or crisis or something, man. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I definitely can relate. I really don't know where to start, because it's like we freestyling off the head. This is there's no. But I think this is first I really want to thank God for another day. I want to thank God for keeping most of my family healthy and alive. But I think God is sending a message like, this is your time to get close to me. This is your time to come to me, to look for me. He is sending a huge message like, if you don't believe in me, just look around on what's happening, because I'm coming. And that's how that's how I feel with this current situation that's going on, and all these tragedies and stuff like that or whatever. I've come to terms where I see maybe I see very minimal television, because every news I see on TV is bad news.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but this situation has definitely inclined me more with, the aspect of God.
Yeah.
I have stared away from the whole religious, situation. Growing up, of course, that I grew up in a Catholic / Christian home, like we all have, and right before I went away, I converted into Islam. My brother introduced me to Islam. I converted into Islam, fell in love with it. I still say that I'm a Muslim at heart. And probably the next, I'm glad I'm here in the United States, where we have speech, where we have freedom of religion, because what I'm about to overseas, they'll chop my head off. You understand? But yes, I am a Muslim at heart. It has showed me a lot of discipline in my life, a lot of structure in my life, it has showed me gratitude. It has showed me respect, dignity, and all, and all the good prosperity of life. But I could say it started like when I started bringing my son Romeo to his communion classes. Every time he came from his communion class, I would always ask him to integrate with him. Romeo, so what'd you learn today? And what'd you learn today? What'd you learn today? And the more he would conversate with me, and integrate with me on what he learned, the more it was like pushing me to separate myself. I wouldn't express this to him because I wanted to go to his community classes. But the more this now 11-year-old boy, and I want to say happy birthday to Romeo, who's turned 11 4 days ago, and I want to say happy birthday to my oldest son Jordan, who turns 28 today. But the more I spoke with my son, the more I was going away from the whole religion. I picked up the Bible, and I've been, I study the Torah, I study the Quran, and now everything. I'm really studying the Bible a lot, and I've been reading the Bible a lot, and it's a lot of, the Bible has like so many different books or whatever, but I'm at a point in my life where I don't want to belong or serve no religion. I want to serve God.
God, yeah. I hear that. That's my problem too, man. I think that's why I don't subscribe to any one religion. For one thing, no matter what book, and you named a lot of very good, important books, all those books are written by a man or woman, whatever, a human being. And we're frail, man. You know what I mean? Whatever, to me, this is my opinion, right? Whatever God is, it didn't, when we came into this world, it didn't give us a script. It didn't give us a book. It's like we're on a spiritual journey. Like you have to find what God is and what meaning is. Now, those books are good. And if you want to follow those books and blah, 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 I got no problem with that. But just for me, my journey is a personal one. And my relationship to God is a personal one. You know what I mean? Because I talk to God almost every day. When I lay down, I close my eyes. And the first thing I do, like I've told you before, and I've said on this podcast, is I humble myself and I say, thank you for this, this, and that. And then we get into a conversation. But the first thing I do, because of that ego, you know what I mean? You know how it is being up young Latino back in the days, man, that ego is crazy. First thing I do is I humble myself. And then I open myself up to a conversation. And who knows what God's going to say after that, you know what I mean? Or what I'm going to say.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Again, I'm really, really into like my studies when it comes to like, just serving God, because like each one of these books that I mentioned and each one of these religions that I mentioned, each one comes with like so much scrutiny, so many rules and regulation, and you can't do this and you can't do that.
Right.
Don't do time you do this, and at this time you do that, and at this time you do this. And at the end of the day, I have never heard that God, when God came about, he didn't come up with no religion. And my opinion, again, this is just my opinion. Religion, what it has done and what it's continuing to do is have us in a war. Have us, religion to me is, if you ask me, what does religion means? It means to me separating living. It separates living. It separates us. So you know me very well. I don't like to be told what to do and not what to do, and when to do it and when to do it. And I sure ain't the next man. I'm gonna answer to God. You understand? So I'm at a point in my life where I'm starting to learn what is my purpose. I feel like I have a great relationship with God. you know, and I have come to terms where my purpose is to preach the word of God without religion. And I am going to really look into how could I endure, uh, how could I further my education with learning about the word of God and preaching it, especially to the youth, without religion.
Okay.
I don't know if that sounds crazy. I don't know if that sounds like
No, it's not crazy. Here's what I'm hearing you say, man. In my perspective, is that if I preach God with religion, now I'm secluding certain people who don't come from that religion. But
absolutely.
if I just say God, most people believe in something. It's more brighter, more inclusive of bringing in everybody in. And hey, I'm with that, man. I'm totally with it.
I have a lot of plans and goals and ambition. I will take this step in 2022, and I will be very soon speaking to the masses. I've been invited in the next month to visit 2 high schools so far, where I'm not gonna just talk about God, just talk to the youth. I feel like that is my purpose. And for a long time, I've been thinking about this, and I said, you know what? It's either now or never. So in the next month or so, I will be visiting. So far, I've booked 2 high schools: a junior high school, an elementary school, and a nonprofit organization in Bushwick, where and that's going to be a big one. That's like in front of maybe I think 700, 800 people or whatever. I'm not the featured guest or whatever. I'm just one of the invited guests, and they're going to give me maybe a good maybe 10, 15 minutes, and that's all I need, to captivate the youth and stuff like that. I love speaking to the public. I don't have the greatest vocabulary. I'm struggling, not to curse, because you can't. But that is my purpose, that's my spirituality mode at this moment, where I just want to get closer to God without the religion.
That's awesome, man, because I don't know if you get a sense, but I do. And I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, maybe we're both crazy, but I feel like this year, 2022, something's coming this year, man. I don't know, I just get this weird sense like this is a very important time for all of us. And, to have you out there, with everything that you've been through, all the struggles, all the experiences, and to talk to these young people that are like going through whatever they're going through right now. Like I said, if you add, COVID and just everything else that's going on, and I know we'll get into some other stuff. I think it's all related. To have someone out there inclusive, you know what I mean? Not saying just these people or that people, and just sharing everything and talking about that. I think it's a good thing. I think we need that, man. I'm keeping an eye out this year, dude. I don't know. I just got a weird sense that I'm not saying something negative, like something really bad is going to happen. I just feel like something is coming and it's important.
I agree with you. I felt like, and how everybody used the new year as New Year resolution and you start and you this and you that. Everybody joins the gym for the first 2 weeks, and then everybody for the rest of the year. But I have taken 2022 like there is something big happening, and I just pray to God that that is something positive. Don't get me wrong here. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, I'm the most perfect role model and try to sugarcoat my whatever I could be. You know me very well. I don't sugarcoat nothing. Every day I fight with my demons. Every day, I try to be a better man and and struggle with all these situations going on and stuff like that. So
Yeah. And I think that the responsibility is on us now, on our generation, because the generations that came before us, they're old now, man. Their time has passed. We got these new younger generations who I think aren't equipped to handle what's coming. I don't even know what's coming. Do you know what I'm saying? But I think like, look at it, man. We were having a good time. Everything was going pretty good. And now just recently in the last 2 years, we got reminded that life is real, man. Things could change in a second. Like that could be good. And then holy shit, and I think it's our job, our responsibility, our generation to sit down and talk with the generations that came behind us now and, set them straight and let them know like, hey man, we need to like unite. We need to be together. We need to be focused on like what's going on, because that a happy future is not guaranteed. You know what I mean?
Nothing's guaranteeing in life, but the youth needs this. Like I call this generation the lost identity generation. I not to disrespect this generation, but I sincerely feel with all this social media and with all this propaganda and BS going on with Factor B, I really think that this era, this youth has really lost its identity to a lot of things. Like regarding the streets, there's no rules no more. When it comes to this, and again, I respect everybody's movement. I respect everybody's religion. I respect everybody's opinion. But we have lost our identity. Now, how many gender identities out there? I've lost count. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we could just, let's keep it simple: male and female. And if anything's in between that, just maybe, we can accept one or two in between, but there's my kid came
there's a
and
lot, yeah.
My kid came and he said, Dad, you know how many genders are there? And I'm like, yeah, male and female. And he was telling me like maybe 6-7 different genders and the identities and the meanings of the different genders, that they're learning this in school. I was like, I'm looking at him, I'm like super astonished. Like, yeah. I didn't want to tell him, oh, this is wrong or this is right or whatever. You know what I'm saying? To me, there's always going to be two identities, male and female. That's how I grew up. That's what I believe. Now, with all due respect to the LBGQ, QT, whatever you want to call that, I respect it. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't accept it. And I think as an American, I'm entitled to that.
Yeah, I think everyone's entitled to have their own opinion and their feeling. Yeah.
Am I gonna? I obviously, we're family. We got a couple of family members who, are gay, lesbian, confused, or whatever the fact may be. Right. I'm not gonna love any less. You understand? But I got my belief, and I got my standards. Like just how I respect theirs. And I'm not looking for them to accept my standards, but I will respect theirs. You understand? There's not going to be no love loss or whatever, but everybody's different. It's like, whatever you eat ain't going to make me shit, and vice versa. It's all about understanding.
It's about unity, man. It's about respect, because I think there's a lot of that now. It's not that people disagree anymore, because people have been disagreeing since the beginning of time. Like, to find people who agree 100% on everything, not even if you're fucking twins. You know what I mean? But it's about that. It's about having respect. And not only that, like you said, like love. Like, listen, just because you think differently and feel differently than I do, doesn't mean I don't respect you and I don't love you. And I think that what the message is being put out nowadays is, if you don't agree 100% with whatever someone is trying to say, it's like, you're stupid, you're a bad person, and you should lose your job, and we should maybe throw you in jail, or maybe worse, what people think. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it's going too far nowadays. Like, you have to appreciate the other people's differences, because what kind of world we trying to live in, man? It's a little crazy out there nowadays, man.
I feel like every day, the quality of life is getting more difficult, more difficult. Every day there's a new this and a new this and a new topic and a new thing. I'm like, and of course, we live in a very fast-paced world. So, I'm just trying my best to keep up with whatever's trending or whatever's going on or whatever. But it's not easy,
Yeah. Speaking of that, man, let's go into the rap game, man. And let's not, let's talk about it because you got a lot of strong opinions. But let's keep it like, if we're gonna blame anybody, man, let's just keep it on the wealthy people who own these things, man. You know what I'm saying? But you're more connected than I am, man. I've been off the streets and rarely listen to rap, anymore, man. But so you're my go-to expert, man. What's going on in the rap game today? Because I've listened to a few podcasts and stuff like that, and we talked about this before on this podcast. The death rate in the game is crazy. Like you said in a message, you said this is the most dangerous profession. Like, why would you even get into this profession right now, dude?
I don't even know where to start, but we're gonna try to make it short and simple. I was an artist. My son is still an artist. I'm glad because of the certain circumstances that's going on in his life that he's not doing this hip hop rap thing, because it is the most dangerous occupation in the world.
Yeah,
and
it's worse than like being a cop or a soldier probably nowadays, man.
Absolutely. And the identity of the essence of hip hop is lost.
Okay, let's start with that. What's the original essence, in your words, of hip hop?
When if somebody asks me, listen, what's the original essence of hip hop? I would say unity. I would say love. I would say good music. I would say good context. I would say lyrical, because hip hop, funny you say that, because hip hop, the birth of hip hop was August 11th, 1974. And that happens to be the same date and the same year I was born.
There you go.
So hip hop was born August 11, 1974. And back when hip hop was born in the streets of the Bronx, in the play yard or whatever, in the schoolyards of the, when these DJs, started, with this, with the hip hop stuff and the DJing, since when they were killing each other over lyrical, since when?
There's always been beef. There's always been like a battle with like dancing, battle with lyrics, but like death, like murdering people. Nah, I don't get that.
The popular genre of hip hop is the drill music. And the drill music, like I said on the last show, drill music is basically kill music. You understand? Like if you're a drill rapper and I'm a drill rapper, you're not gonna come to my neighborhood pumping your music, because they're just gonna get shot and killed. And when and the drill music is first of all, I don't think that's lyrical content. Drill is like rapping like real fast, sort of like Bone Thugs and Harmony, but talking about death, killing, and violating, your rights and violating your life, violating your kids, whatever. It's just kill music. You understand? And I don't respect the drill music. You understand? I'm no longer an artist, but I write. I do write, for I am working on a couple of projects and with a couple of artists and stuff like that. I'm very well known in my community when it comes to music. I'm very well respected as a manager wherever I go. I've had some great accomplishment in the mainstream and in the underground. And I think I have a right, to say, I don't respect it. If you're gonna, if I gotta go to a drill concert with a gun and be like this, or I gotta go to a concert with like a mob of dudes, and everybody got to be strapped up. What are you enjoying yourself with that? So I want to go to a where I'm hearing and we're dancing and we're chilling, and I don't have to look over my back and stuff like that.
Let's get into that, man, because I asked you about the essence of hip hop, and you're a little bit older than me, but I remember it being like,
watch it.
No, I listen. I remember like dudes with crates milk crates full with records, with DJ equipment, going to a park, stealing the electricity from the light pole, just a bunch of people in the neighborhood. And it was like something beautiful was being created for the people in the neighborhood. And there was really no beef, no fight. It was about people coming together. Yo, man, you got some records? All right, yo, you got some speakers? Yo, I got some speakers. Yo, man, you guys got some money chipping for some liquor, a little bag of weed. And like people got together and it was like hooking up, bonding like that, right? That's how I remember. To me, that's the essence of rap, you know, where it came from, the foundation. But you're talking about this drill rap. Like I said, there was always been battling. There's always been people battling. And, you know, we're from Brooklyn, man. We've always seen people get killed and stuff like that. But it seems to me when people got killed back then, they were caught up, you know, drugs, gangs, or whatever. Yeah. You know, but it seems like people are killing today really because of insecurity. It's like we're talking about God, we're talking about ego, right? We have this ego. I'm a B-boy, I'm whatever, I'm standing like this, right? And if you say something that puts me down, that sort of hurts my ego, now I have to kill you to defend my ego or my image. And I'm like, that's some weak stuff, man, because you're not really that strong dude then. If I could say a few words to you that will make you crack and have to like kill another human being, then you're not as strong as you're pretending to be, man.
And you know, I agree with you. You know that just to make it clear, there's absolutely no such thing as a one-on-one. That is extinct. You know, the one-on-one is you grab your gun and you shoot. There is no such thing as one-on-one. You're either gonna get jumped, stabbed, or shot, or killed. There's no one-on-one, you know?
Damn, yeah.
So, and it's all about, you know, the gangs and the crews and stuff like that or whatever. And again, I'm not knocking it. You know, I have a lot of, I have a lot of young friends who are doing the drill. It's very popular, you know? But again, I blame it on we're gonna say OGs. I blame it on the OGs, okay? I blame it on the rich folks. You know, if I am, let's just say, if I'm running Bad Boy Records, Sony Records, or whatever records, right? And and you're an artist, you're hot in the streets, you know, you got a lot of likes on your page, you got a huge movement, you're selling out shows with Effective B, and I want to sign you, and I know that you're gang related, and I know that your gang is killing people, and I know that you're a street thug, I'm not gonna sign you, bro. But it seems to me that that's the culture.
It's like you can't even get to the point of getting signed if you don't belong to a gang, or it looks like you've committed some crimes or caught some bodies.
It's not even about the music. It's about the movement.
Yeah.
We could go to YouTube. We could go to YouTube right now, and and look up this drill stuff for us like the beat, and it's just gonna have a whole bunch of kids with ski masks everywhere, flaunting guns, shooting up in the air, violent videos or whatever. And sadly to say, this is what I'm going to say America, but drill is getting to be everywhere now. Drill is very very popular with the Spanish community, and you got Latin drill, you got UK drill, you got Russian drill, you got Chinese drill, you got all types of drill music. It's like a worldwide culture, and they all
like
stand
the Wild West to me, man.
And it all stands for the same thing, but it stems from the people running. It's like we're a machine, we're a money machine, to these label heads. You understand? So if I had the power, You know, if I had the power, like some type of judge, or whatever, I had the power, president, whatever I could be, I'm terminating your label. Or I'm going to hold
ban
you
the videos from YouTube.
Or exactly. Just like they ban any other little thing, you know, that on these things would affect the be. But they not, because it's sort of like a win and loss situation, like a tug of war. There's no win and there's no loss. This is what America treats. America loves the violence. America loves the controversy. You understand? And it's not going to change. It's just going to get worse. You know, and hip hop has totally lost its identity. You know, I just pray that one day this type of drill culture just dies out and we go back to the essence of having fun.
I'm with you, man, but it's kind of like what you said, like this culture, you know, that we live in is more accepting of violence than it is like love or sex. Like, you know, you can show all the violence you want. You show a nipple, oh my God. You know what I mean? And I always thought about like, why is that? And I think one is that violence is like an immediate adrenaline rush. You know what I mean? And you know, you can market that. You can make money, like you said, it's a machine. There's ways to make money off of that, whether it's, you know, MMA, boxing, or, you know, television shows, or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? There's a way to do that off that, where they're making a lot of money off of, because porn makes billions of dollars. But I think the real reason why they don't, you know, they're more accepting of violence and the other stuff is because one will increase the population. If we preach a lot of, like, you know, like during the 60s, peace and love, the population is going to increase, and then they can't control things. Where if we promote violence, not only do we still get the money, but the population, we control the population. The population goes down. You know, because people end up dying.
And then what intrigues me is that why is this happening to just the hip hop community?
I think you're right. Yeah, because I don't see it happening anywhere else. Yeah.
Why see, you know, why don't you see this in the country music? Why don't you see this in merengue, bachata, R&B or whatever? You know, this like this you know, Travis Scott, a rapper from Texas. He had this big concert in Texas or whatever, right? 10 people died in his concert. Now he's held accountable for that. Of course, it's his, you know, and I feel kind of sorry for him, but I don't feel kind of sorry for him because of his type of music. He's not really a drill rapper.
They didn't die because of violence, because somebody went in there and shot people up. It was the stadium broke down or something like that, right?
Bro, I've heard so many different stories. I heard that there was like injecting people with syringes, and they were just falling out dying.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not what I heard. Okay. I don't know.
I heard different stories what affected, but the bottom line is it was a violent act.
Okay.
You know, and now they're trying to, I mean, it's kind of messed up because now they're trying to hold him accountable. Like, what is this 100-pound rapper going to do? Jump on stage and control these fights going on? And control these killings. The bodyguard.
He's not the producer. Like, he's not the one that that hires the security, that you know, builds the building. I mean, but you know what it is? He's the face. So they're gonna go for him.
This was outside. You know, it had nothing, you know, with the building structure, whatever. Maybe just a fight broke out in the festival, and now they're trying to point fingers at him. You know, because he's that popular dude. You know, because he's that, you know. I don't want to say, you know, African. I hate saying black. African American minority. You know, now they're putting fingers at him because that's what the media does. That's what this world does. You know, it supports all this crazy stuff, and the moment you slip, the world turns against you.
Yep.
From the top of the world, he lost all his endorsements, all his contracts, nothing. Actually, they're trying to prosecute him.
That's crazy, man.
But if you're gonna prosecute him, prosecute the CEO of the company.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's you know,
so for me,
it only happens only with hip hop.
Tell me if I'm wrong, man, because, you know, like you said, we remember the early days, man. We remember this, and, you know, like hip hop wasn't gangster rap. It's only gangster stuff now. Before it wasn't. And, you know, it churned, I'm going to say, with MWA, even though there was some stuff before that. We all know that. But they were the first ones, like, I made it popular. And so if you're a business executive or a corporation or something like that, I felt like you had an option right there. You can go, oh, I can go with this gangster stuff, or I can go a different way.
But again,
and they went with the gangster shit.
It stemmed because they said, we're going to do something that nobody else is doing. We're going to shock the world. We're going to cause controversy, and we're going to see the outcome. And the outcome is where we at right now.
Yeah. Listen, I believe in freedom of speech. You got the right to say, you know, anything you want. And I don't think when that first album came out, I don't think they were saying anything that bad. You know what I mean? I just feel like they were sharing what they were experiencing. I'm saying the movement after that, the decision to, like, it's like they're promoting the guy who says the worst shit and saying that he's doing the dumbest shit, which we know half the time, probably more than half the time, 99% of the time, he's just bullshitting. He's just telling your story. He didn't go around and shoot all these people or sleep with all these women.
But now,
right? I'm saying this is you're talking about the evolution where we are now. Yeah.
Now, the rappers are living that life.
Yes. What was the story that we sold them has now become reality, you're saying?
Reality. It now becomes reality.
That's
know,
crazy.
They're not even, I don't even consider them rappers. These guys are assassinators, murderers.
Gangsters with a microphone.
Real gangsters with a microphone. Like, you got to be careful on how you address these artists and stuff like that, because they will kill you.
And if not them, they have like a crew around them that will do it. And
then I pray to God this interview goes viral, man. you know what I'm saying?
Me too.
You know, I want the youth to listen to me very carefully, right? You have the power to reach the masses. Eventually, you know, this drill stuff, you know, all this killing going on. In the last 2 weeks, you got Young Dolph that got murdered. Draco got stabbed to death. Young Dolph was in Mississippi or something like that. Stepped out to buy some cookies. They smoked them. The guy who smoked them did a rap video and released it like 2 days before, and turned himself in, or they caught him today in Indiana. A rapper himself. Okay, you know, I want the youth, you know, to listen to me real quick. All those rappers, I hope that this even reaches every single jail who has access to a television. Don't you wish that you didn't live these lyrics?
Yeah.
Because you got to spend the rest of your life because you want to live your lyrics. You want to be that gangster. You want to be that gangster grill. You want to be that gangster drill rapper. Well, guess what, my little rappers? There's no, and excuse me, because I'm really trying to curb my cursing. There's no pussy in jail, my brothers. You understand? If you want your legacy to grow, you know, you're gonna wait a lot of years before you marry somebody, and you're gonna wait a lot of years even hereafter to get a congregational visit, a trailer visit, so you could possibly get that girl pregnant, and that girl pregnant is gonna raise that kid by himself if you get her pregnant. That's a broken home that you're bringing up. So, you know, these rappers, these little rappers, man, coming up, man. You know, you have the power now. Not only that, because when you get locked up, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your loved ones, your friends, they doing that time with you.
Yeah. Amen.
Can you imagine the pain of a mother to know that they're never going to see their child again? You understand?
Yeah.
You know, I know what that is, because I'm not going to see my son for the next 15 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and I do thank God that he did give my son a second chance and he's still young, and I'm gonna see my son somewhere deep in the 30s, where he still could have his life, where he still could have children, where he has capacitated a little bit more here.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yeah.
You get a record deal, you get $1 million record deal. Why are you still banging in the streets?
Yeah.
You get $1 million record deal. The jealousy and envy is never gonna stop, no matter how much we change the music. You leave the hood. No, you want to get $1 million deal and you want to start funding these gangster dudes. You want to start funding these guns. You want to start funding these gangs. You want to start funding these drugs, while the feds are keeping
tabs the whole time. Everything.
Yeah. Dude,
yeah, they got everything tapped. Everything is tapped.
You would not imagine how many hidden features there's on these phones.
Yes.
They're listening, they're tracking you.
Or people in your circles. There's dudes who getting paid to snitch, informants everywhere.
Well, they just gotta go to your phone. The iPhone, let me tell you know what not to go off point. The iPhone could actually track how many times you had sex. The iPhone could track every single restaurant you and everybody who you came across.
Yep.
There's no escaping it. There's no privacy no more when it comes to this technology. And I want the youth to understand that. You understand? There gotta be some type of change.
Yeah. So I want to bring up something, man. Like, and I know maybe you can't talk too much about it. You know what I mean? But we saw what happened with Tekashi 6ix9ine, how he blew up, and I believe he blew up because he became like a gangster rapper. He got affiliated to a gang, and kids see that, so they want to be affiliated. But could a guy like that, we don't have to talk about him specifically, can a guy like that blow up, reach that level? Because that dude hit a fucking level. To me, I ain't never seen a level like that before. And he did it because he was talking that gangster stuff. Can someone do it without that, without being affiliated to a gang, without talking gangster stuff? You know what I mean? And not being that great of a rapper, no matter what everybody says, his rapping was not that great. He has some pretty cool beats.
Well, this answer will be I'll give you an artist, but it's sort of like a double standard because he kicks, sort of like, gangster stuff to what effect to be. But Drake did it.
Yeah, I would say that Drake was promoted though with he had a lot of people behind. What I meant was do it the way he did it, which was he had no help. He basically threw shit out there on the internet and built it up. Drake came through, I don't know who he signed with, but he ended up basically connecting with Apple even. I think Apple's got his back. So when you got a message to put out and you got that kind of power behind you, you can get that message out. But I'm saying this dude did it, if you watch that documentary, it seemed like he almost did it on his own. He just like, I'm going to start sending shit out, text messages, tweets, YouTube videos, just crazy, get crazier.
It was the image. It was the image and the people who he was surrounded with. His crew was, he was with the Bloods and here in New York City, they're big.
Yeah.
And all this, red flagging stuff and all the controversy. And because he had so many goons, he was the only ones that touched him was his very own crew when they turned on him.
Yeah. All right, man. I don't want to get too crazy into that. Let's shift it over to Rikers Island, man. You went off and you were telling me stuff about Rikers. Let's get into that.
Rikers Island should be closed immediately.
Why?
The quality of life in Rikers Island is inhumane. The food is disgusting. Okay? The living conditions is disgusting. They sleep in a mattress that's not even 6 inches tall on a piece of metal. No heat, no hot water, no visits, no mail, no commissary, no packages. And in order for you to eat, the audacity of these correction officers running a fight club and having all these little dudes stabbing and killing each other while they placing bets.
All right, so where did you hear that there's a fight club thing going on? I never heard that before. I mean, it doesn't surprise me that somebody would do that, but I mean, unless you can't share it. I mean, I don't want to get you in trouble.
I lived it.
True, you were there. Yeah.
I lived it. I lived it, my brother. I fought in it, my brother, in order for me to eat. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
I put in that work in Rikers Island in order for me to eat, in order for me to talk to my family. I lived it. Do I go to the press for this? You know, that's not my style. But it's all over the news.
Okay.
That they were running a tremendous fight club.
Okay.
But look,
people got arrested or what?
Of course.
Okay.
They're indicted right now. They're facing federal charges right now.
Did anybody get killed or? I don't know the case,
yeah.
man. I don't know the case. Okay. Tell me about it. Yeah.
A few kids got killed. You know how many inmates died in 2021 in Rikers Island? More than 10. Look it up.
And that's a lower capacity because I think you told me because of COVID, they kind of emptied, they let a lot of people out, right?
Because of COVID, most of all the non-violent offenders were released. Mm-hmm. All those people who was fighting parole violators were released. Okay? Rikers, de Blasio passed a bill. And Rikers Island is supposed to shut down, I think, in 2024. I think it's going to shut down this year because of so much attention and so much media that is catching. And because of this, because now they're expanding, they're remodeling, they're renovating the whole LaGuardia Airport, and it's extending right into Rikers Island. They're going to probably keep like a jail or two facility to make it into a museum. And all that's going to be like casinos and all types of tourists, whatever it could be. That's in the making already. They're going to close Rikers Island. They're going to put a jail facility in each borough. Mm-hmm. The inmate population in Rikers Island is at an all-time low. Rikers Island holds about 17,000. There's probably 5,000, 3,000 people. They're letting them go.
That's what I'm saying. So it makes what you're saying more powerful because if the population has shrunk, but the deaths were that much, it sounds like something's going on. It sounds fishy.
It's all over the media now. The feds have caught air, you know, right? You know, and again, you know what? You know, we got family on the job and stuff like that. I got a lot of friends who are correctional officers, if I could be, you know, but you know what it is to go to Rikers Island and your family have to wait about 8 hours, tortured in these rooms or whatever, being inappropriately searched and stuff like that or whatever, just so you can spend 45 minutes to 1 hour. What takes you 8 hours to process somebody and search somebody so they can see their family member? That is disgusting. The verbal and physical and mental abuse coming from these correctional officers, it is inhumane, bro. That shit is not cool, man. Just because you got the power over these inmates and you got your freedom and you could go to your family every night doesn't give you the right to treat your same minority brother any less.
I want to jump on that, man. And I've said this many times that the way history looks at slavery in this country, they look at it like with horror, right? Like, oh my God, I can't believe we treated people that way. In a few years, I don't know when, maybe 100, maybe 200, maybe a lot sooner, the way we look at slavery today is the way we're going to look at the prison system. Like, yo, I can't believe we did that to people. Like, we put them in cages and we did what? We just let, yeah.
There already. We there already.
We are, me and you. I don't think the whole population is. I think a lot of people are like, let's throw more people in jail. Let's, you know what I mean? Let's send them there longer. And it's just a business, it's a scam.
Look how redemption hits. Look how powerful look how powerful God is. He's closing Rikers Island. Those correction officers need a new direction of career. Hundreds of correction officers are being arrested and processed and prosecuted. Okay? You know, I am a true believer that, you know, you do the crime, you do the time. But that doesn't make you, or doesn't give you the right to judge, to abuse or mistreat these inmates worse than animals. I know pigs in the farm that are getting treated better. Than these.
Yeah. Yeah. Even the animals going to the slaughterhouse are being treated better because they don't know they're gonna die. They're living peacefully and then boom, they just die. They're not suffering miserably year after year, day after day.
Go in the street right now. Say you have a dog. You walking your dog do something to piss you off, and kick that dog in front of somebody.
To you. Yeah, see what happens. Yeah.
What happens? Either somebody's attack you, or you're gonna get prosecuted, or you're gonna get arrested. They're gonna call the cops on you.
Yep.
So what gives them the right, man?
Yeah, yeah. There's no reform. Going to jail because you did something wrong, because you were deviant or something, should be an opportunity for you to, like, it's supposed to be like a teaching, an opportunity to give someone to, like I said, reform, to change their ways. But historically, all it's been is it's criminal university 101, man. It takes someone who was on the fence, on the edge, and you just push them over to a lifetime of crime.
Right over the cliff. Because let me tell you, but there have been some type of progress. Like New York passed a bill now that is called the no bail reform, meaning that, you know, for non-violent crimes and minor crimes, there's no bail. You know,
meaning you don't get arrested and have to go to Rikers Island for whatever until you get bailed out or whatever, right?
Yeah, because this is an abuse of power, right? My son has been in Rikers Island for 4.5 years.
That's too
fighting.
Long. That's too fucking long.
With a $1 million bail. That's abuse of power. Where the fuck are we gonna get $1 million?
It's supposed to be, right, in the Constitution, you're innocent until proven guilty. Without a trial, motherfuckers in jail for 4 years. Hasn't been proven guilty yet.
They haven't even brought him to trial in 4.5 years. You're violating his constitutional rights. You're violating You're violating his amendment rights. You're violating his constitutional rights. I could go on and on forever. I'm not condemning his behavior. I'm not condemning his crime. If I was the judge, I would send him up. I would send him also to jail. You did this, you did that. You're going upstate for a couple of years so you could capacitate and come out like a man. And that's my own flesh and blood. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
But what happened to your innocent to proven guilty? What happened to the speedy trial? Mm-hmm. What happened to all these amendment rights that us, as you know, as United States citizens, as taxpayers, have the right?
Yeah, we need to work on it, brother.
But Bill Cosby's walking.
Yeah, he got out. He got out. Yeah. A lot of people don't know about that. You don't hear people talking about it. Yeah.
And they what they did to R. Kelly was just an example. Oh, let's give this nigger, let's make an example. So these minorities, you know, don't bitch or whatever. Let's just get one nigger and, excuse my language, and we're gonna make an example of him.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Hey, let's wrap it up, man. Yeah, gun violence. Let's make this the last thing, man. You were saying that it's on the rise now.
Let me tell you something. New York City is World War III.
That bad.
Everybody, it's like Florida. Everybody has a gun. The difference is they don't have a license to these guns. Everybody has a gun. You better be careful on who you give a screw look to. Right. Because you're gonna get things going on. There's, New York City, we're in a crazy debt. I lost my, I just recently got another job, but I lost my job. I'm a little backed up in my rent. I'm a little backed up in my bills. I feel like sometimes like I'm gonna do this. You understand? But the gun violence, retarded. Brooklyn is like Vietnam.
Damn.
Bronx is like Vietnam. Everybody got a gun. And then the thing is, listen, if you got beef with somebody, and I don't mean to, I'm just trying to be sarcastic. You got beef with somebody, grab that gun, go to close range and shoot him. But you're not doing that. These little dudes are just grabbing a gun, shooting everything in the air. Next thing you know, a little girl died, a grandmother died, somebody's father died. That had nothing to do with this. Make sure that when you guys bust that gun, hit your target, man.
Yeah.
I don't respect that, man. Hit your target. Nowadays, there's no rules. Back in the days, not on a Sunday. They with their kids. He's with his girl. He's with his mom. There's no rules. You're gonna get it. Your kid's gonna get it. Your mom's gonna get it. Everybody's gonna go. No rules.
That's crazy, man. Let's leave it right there, brother. Hey, I love you, man. Thank you for coming on again and sharing all this.
Thank you. Of course, man. Looking forward for the final editing copy, man. God bless and take care. And thank you once again for for giving me this little bit of time. And I just